We went to Rishikesh and we saw Ganga flowing clear. We saw Ganga serving the birds, the animals, and the people in a symbiotic way. We heard the swamis and swaminis in an ashram talk to us about the need to stop relying on our senses, stop feeding our senses with things that create temporary sense of satisfaction, because satisfaction is something more. Satisfaction is service. Satisfaction is understanding that we're committed to work, understanding that we're committed to a process for this work, and understanding that we will not have expectations for what the product will be. That channeled our efforts for the rest of the program. We moved then to Lucknow. It has another Sanskriti, it has another culture. We experienced it, but we also met with students from Lucknow University who develop and use new techniques, new softwares to measure happiness. Their happiness, other people's happiness, and they learned from that. But it doesn't mean that they gave up the traditional tools and the traditional methods. We experienced this special meditation. It was half an hour of it being supported by the meditation bowl sound. And our participants actually reported feeling their mind awake, but their body asleep. And that was reported by those who never tried before meditation. So that was very interesting. Then we went to Banaras. We visited Banaras University. We visited also the Women's College. We met with many colleagues and many students. We had all kinds of conversations. We wanted to have a little bit of academic, literary perspective. We discussed Premchand. We discussed Idgah, his short story, and about how life satisfaction is about the little things in life, about those things that we don't think about, but we have to pay attention to, because they are the ones that we can rely on. We can feel connected with others, and that gives us a sense of satisfaction. We visited Premchand's home. It used to be a village. Now it's a part of Banaras, almost a part of Banaras, and the beautiful lake around it. And we also visited Bharatendu Harishchandra's home, where we learned from his great-grandson that there is very little left of his possessions, because he was a very generous man. And if anyone would mention, I like this, he would be, take it. So we learned a lot about the way he felt satisfaction from his life, the way he was mindful about the kind of relations he would establish with the British colonizers in order to defend the local heritage, in order to preserve the local heritage. Things that very few of us maybe knew. We also went to Sarnath, to the Central Institute of Tibetan Studies, higher Tibetan Studies. We met with the Vice Chancellor and with a retired professor for meditation. We learned a lot. Karuna is the thing that came out of it, compassion. Many of our participants are reporting that this is the message that they want to bring to their students in their classrooms: compassion and service. This is where mindfulness comes from. This is where satisfaction comes from. We enjoyed the Buddhist point of view. We enjoyed comparing what comes from the Upanishadic thought about ahamkar and the Baudic thought about the lack of self. And we hope to incorporate some interesting ideas in our materials. We traveled to Kolkata. We traveled to the home land of Tagore. We felt it. We felt the energy, uplifting energy, positive energy. We visited his home. We visited his Shantiniketan college. Everyone connected to him. He's just a big soul. He's just a person that doesn't think about the material world. And he's a person that was ready to teach us their revelations. Not everything we will adopt. Not everything we can believe in. But there is much we can teach, and there is much that we can embrace. Madhubani was the most emotional experience. Art, life, nature, service, all together in a symbiotic way. And most importantly, women in the center, women creating, women producing, women teaching, women serving the world outside of their homes. We learned a lot. And for a 21st century educational program, I think that anchored our efforts to bring something brand new from an ancient world that is India.